define your ideal parallel self. Okay. Now, this is really important that you describe the viewpoint of what you would be viewing if you were that person. Thoughts, feelings, everything. This is not new to any of you. You've already known this stuff about self-image or concepts or anything we cover in the accelerator here in certification or any of that. It doesn't matter. You're basically getting to a spot of how would I view the world if it were happening? It's basically a rule book. And we're going to cover that just a bit more. So define your ideal self. We're going to take tons of time to do this today. I like to apply things right on the call. I've always thought that was so helpful for myself, just to be able to have that space to do so. And what we're going to do to simplify this is we're going to define your ideal self in just one area. Okay. Now, all of you want every area to increase love and relationships and health and energy and career and money and finances. I mean, you name it, you probably want even better. But that's why we're here. We're growth-oriented souls. But for now, to make things simple, just define one area. You probably want to pick career, business, money, unless otherwise, something else is challenging consistently. Let's go ahead and pick that one area. And you can do this later for all areas, but you just want to do one for them. You want to pick your 5 top thought patterns and belief patterns you would have if you're viewing from that person already. I'm going to do an example as we go through, and then I'm going to give you time to do yours. Area of life is money, business. Okay. So possibly my first thought, and you want to not just think about it, you want to actually be in it. So if everyone wants to do it with me, you can go ahead and do so. But just you close your eyes and you start viewing as if you're in the energy of that being, that you're highly successful, you have a lot of money in your bank account. What would you be thinking? What would something, a normal day, what would that be? So if I had a lot of money in my bank account, for example, number one thing that actually comes up right away is a feeling of relieved. I feel relieved. I feel calm, right? There's not so much stress. Okay. So I may even put, let's talk about thoughts, and we'll put /feelings here. Okay. So I feel relieved. And less stress. Okay. There's some sort of relief that comes over me and less stress. What else would come to mind? So again, you're going to take your time with this. You're going to go to the viewpoint. If I were already in it, what would I be thinking? I better hire my next person to help with a couple of the things I've been thinking about doing, right? So if I already had the money, if I already had the success, the enrollments, I'm thinking from that place, from that point of view, it would be, I need to get some help doing this, right? And I wouldn't question because I'm already there. So I need to hire some more help. And that doesn't mean you're hiring right now. Again, these are thoughts you would have from that viewpoint. If I had, and you can be specific as well. So you could say, if this is a little difficult, you could say, if I had $200,000 in my bank account, what would I be doing? What would I be thinking? What would I be feeling, right? So you go within again, what's the viewpoint? What's the top thought? I'm doing really well, right? That would be a good one. Let's even add another one here, very similar to that one. In reality, I am super successful and wealthy compared to almost anybody around me. So it's not a comparison game by any means, but it might be a thought, like a really healthy thought is, I always put myself in a situation where it's like I never have enough. It's like, I am doing really well, but I criticize myself, right? You may be well over most people, but you're saying, I never have enough. I've already made $15,000 a month, but is that really enough compared to those multimillionaires, right? So there's always a comparison game. Maybe you might say, in reality, I'm super successful compared to most people around me or anybody I know of. I do have that success level, right? So that'd be more. Let's do one more. Taking your time, going through it. What are the top thoughts and feelings that come in? Okay, another one that comes in is, I am a big earner. Okay. So I'm defining the energy field of the reality I want. You see what that does? Thought is energy. So I need to be able to define the boundaries and where I am in terms of the field. So if I'm thinking and feeling those thoughts, you've all heard it before, think, feel, and act as if. It's, it can be a really good saying and a really hard saying to really understand on what that means. We're not really doing that. What we're doing instead is starting to design the energy of the world that we want to be in, not just the things. And most people get caught up in when they define their list, it's all of the things that they want material-wise, but they don't define the energy field that they want to be in. So again, what you're doing here is taking on the viewpoint of that person. If you could find a way to take on the viewpoint right now 100%, your month of August would be so amazingly different than July. If you found a way, one more time, to solidify and actually align with that viewpoint today, your month of August would be so mega different than the month of July. The only thing that you were lacking was the access to that awareness. So it's like the fun little exercise that comes up. Would you rather have, if I gave you an extra $2 million right now, would you rather take that, or would you take 10 times the awareness? Now, to the unenlightened, $2 million, give it to me right away, right? But then it may be gone in 5 years or maybe even 5 days, right? Doesn't matter. But if I have the awareness, basically think about elevating your consciousness to such a point that you can actually elevate your frequency to any frequency that you want around wealth or money or any of those things, so you can earn $2 million a month if you wanted. Right? So the 2 million versus the awareness is what you want. Because awareness is not just becoming aware of your world. The awareness is the heightened frequency that you're staying in. And when you're heightened at that frequency, then you can have whatever you want. So that's a fun little question to ask yourself. Let's take some time here to do this. We'll do more of it's called an application call today on our Monday call. We're going to put on music for about 5 minutes, and I'll come and check in. If anybody needs some help, throw it in the chat box. I'll help you out, and our soul tribe is obviously here as well to give you any little ideas as we're all working together here. 5 thoughts and feelings, mix them together. Take on the viewpoint. Don't just think about it. Instead, be it. Go to the energy of it in your imagination. Start understanding more about who that person is.